बच्चों इस चैप्टर में हम स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। ये थर्मल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मैटर में इस चैप्टर में से दिया गया टॉपिक है। टेक सम वाटर इन अ वेसल एंड स्टार्ट हीटिंग इट ऑन अ बर्नर. Soon you will notice that bubbles begin to move upwards. As the temperature is raised, the motion of water particles increases till it becomes turbulent as water starts boiling. What are the factors on which the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of a substance depend? In order to answer this question, in the first step, heat is given quantity of water to raise its temperature by say 20 degrees centigrade and note the time taken. Again, take the same amount of water and raise its temperature by 40 degrees centigrade using the same source of heat. Note the time taken by using a stopwatch. You will find it takes about twice the time and therefore double the quantity of heat is required, raising twice the temperature of same amount of water. In the second step, now suppose you take double the amount of water and heat it. Using the same heating arrangement to raise the temperature by 20 degrees centigrade, you will find the time taken is again twice that required in the first step. In the third step, in place of water, now heat the same quantity of some oil, say mustard oil, and raise the temperature again by 20 degrees centigrade. Now note the time by the same stopwatch. You will find the time taken will be shorter and therefore the quantity of heat required would be less than that required by the same amount of water for the same rise in temperature. The above observations show that the quantity of heat required to warm a given substance depends on its mass m, the change in the temperature delta T, and the nature of the substance. The change in temperature of a substance when a given quantity of heat is absorbed or released by rejected by it is characterized by a quantity called the heat capacity of that substance. We define heat capacity as of a substance as heat S is equal to delta Q upon delta T, where delta Q is the amount of heat supplied to the substance to change its temperature from T to delta T. T to T plus delta T है ना. You have observed that if equal amount of heat is added to equal masses of different substances, the resulting temperature changes will not be the same. It implies that every substance has a unique value for the amount of heat absorbed or given off to change the temperature of unit mass of it by 1 unit. This quantity is referred to as the specific heat capacity of the substance. If delta Q stands for the amount of heat absorbed or given off by a substance of mass m when it undergoes a temperature change delta T, then the specific heat capacity of the substance is given by small s given by S upon m is equal to 1 upon m delta Q upon delta T. The specific heat capacity is the property of a substance which determines the change in the temperature of the substance undergoing no phase change when a given quantity of heat is absorbed or given off by it. It is defined as the amount of heat per unit mass absorbed or given off by the substance to change its temperature by 1 unit. समझ में आया बच्चों क्या है स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी? ये वो अमाउंट है हीट की जो पर यूनिट मास एब्जॉर्ब या गिव दी जाती है सब्सटेंस के द्वारा जब उसका टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री से बदलता है ना. जब हीट दे देगा तो 1 डिग्री कम हो जाएगा, हीट एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा तो 1 डिग्री बढ़ जाएगा. तो जितनी हीट देनी पड़ती है आपको वो कहलाती है उसकी स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द नेचर ऑफ द सब्सटेंस एंड इट्स टेम्परेचर. अलग अलग सब्सटेंस की अलग अलग सब्सटेंस की हीट कैपेसिटी अलग अलग होती है. द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी इज जूल पर केजी पर केल्विन. If the amount of substance is specified in terms of mu moles instead of mass m in kg, we can define heat capacity per mole of the substance given by C is equal to S upon mu or 1 upon mu delta Q upon delta T, where C is known as the molar specific heat capacity of the substance. Like as C also depends on the nature of the substance and its temperature. जब आपने क्या किया क्वांटिटी मोल में ले ली, पहले आपने कैसे लिया था केजी में लिया था ना, अब आप मोल में लोगे तो उसको मोलर स्पेसिफिक हीट बोलते हैं। द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ मोलर स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी इज जूल पर मोल पर केल्विन। However, in connection with specific heat capacity of gases, additional conditions may be needed to define C. In this case, heat transfer can be achieved by keeping either pressure or volume constant. If the gas is held under constant pressure during the heat transfer, then it is called the molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure and is denoted by Cp. Understood? On the other hand, if the volume of the gas is maintained during the heat transfer, then the corresponding specific heat, molar specific heat capacity is known as the molar specific heat capacity at constant volume and is denoted by Cv. टेबल दी गई है, उसमें सबको आपको Cp और Cv दिए गए हैं, है ना, कैपेसिटी ऑफ सम सब्सटेंसेस एट एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर एंड ऑर्डिनरी टेम्परेचर। अच्छा, वो अभी मैं बताती हूँ आपको। Water has the highest specific heat capacity compared to other substances. For this reason, water is also called as coolant in automobile radiators as well as a heater in hot water bags. Owing to its high heat specific heat capacity, water warms up more slowly than land during summer, and consequently wind from sea has a cooling effect. Now you can tell why in desert area the earth's surface warms up quickly during the day and cools quickly at the night. So let me show you the tables. Aluminium specific heat capacity 900 joule per kg per Kelvin. फिर से सब्सटेंस, दूसरे सब्सटेंसेस हैं, ये सारी मेटल्स हैं, कार्बन, कॉपर, लेड, सिल्वर, टंगस्टन, वाटर। तो वाटर की स्पेसिफिक हीट को आप कंपेयर करो मेटल से, वाटर की स्पेसिफिक हीट बहुत ज़्यादा है। मतलब समझ गए ना आप लोग, 1 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड टेम्परेचर बढ़ाने के लिए जितनी हीट देनी पड़ती है, तो इतनी ज़्यादा हीट दोगे तब वो 1 डिग्री टेम्परेचर बढ़ाएगा। इसको स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी बोलते हैं। आइस की देखो, ग्लास, आयरन, केरोसिन, एडिबल ऑयल, मरकरी, है ना, मरकरी की कितनी कम है। फिर ये दिए गए हैं आपको Cp और Cv की वैल्यू। हीलियम, हाइड्रोजन, नाइट्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, Cp की वैल्यू 20.8 जूल पर मोल पर केल्विन और Cv की वैल्यू 12.5 जूल पर मोल पर केल्विन। ओके।